Hello, everybody. Welcome to My Bad Day. Hello, everybody. Welcome So, no one's in here yet, so I won't talk about it yet. I don't know. It says there's one person viewing, but I think it might be me on my other account. I could be wrong. You know what we're going to do here is invite, copy. So, I just shared out a live a minute ago on my community tab. I was over there for a while after I got back home finally. So it's kind of interesting. It says there's 3 people in here. No one's commenting yet. So I did. Hello, Raquel. I've had a pretty bad day. Uh, it started off good. I went to the doctor. They did a bunch of X-rays and stuff on my legs and my knees and my ankles, shoulders, and elbows and stuff. And I think they got that part figured out. Oh, it's a lot of it has to do with my gout and rheumatoid arthritis. Yes, the transmission. I just got home a few minutes ago. Uh, Me and Emma were driving down the road, and that son of a gun just fell out from under the dang truck at 70 miles an hour. Just, hey, what's going on? So it's all right. It's just eh, it's not. It was interesting. I've never seen a transfer case and a transmission do that before. Um, I can't show you pictures; they're on my phone. But there is a. I, yeah, I do the apple cider vinegar already. Um, but they don't want me to take the medicine to start regulating the uric acid because it's not horrible. It's just horrible when I have they call it an attack, but it's a flare. Yes, I was hauling goats to the sale barn. I got lucky. So I was going one way, and a good friend of mine was going the other way, leaving the sale. He was about 2.5, 3 miles from it, and I called it. He went by, and I called him, and that's about the time it happened. And I said, "Hey, can you turn around and come and hop these goats into your trailer and drop them off for me? My transmission just went out." And he's like, he thought I was joking, and I was like, "No, I'm dead serious." Hey, hello everybody. So Raquel prepping for heaven, Tamer Brown. Um, I said, did I say Raquel already? Um, yeah. So he thought I was joking. So he ended up turning around, and we hopped the goats over, and I got underneath the truck, and I showed him that the transfer case is just hanging down there, and so he took the goats, and then I was called another buddy to come see if he could pull me back to the house. In the meantime, got underneath the truck, pulled the transmission out, and whenever I pulled the transmission out, the transmission when I pulled the drive shaft out, the transmission fell the rest of the way to the ground. And then I had to pick up a bunch of pieces of the transmission and throw them in the back of the truck the whole time. Hello, Jan. Well, thanks for coming and hitting the like button. I appreciate it. So I did pin the link in the chat at the top if anyone wants to come up and hang out with me. Hi, human. That just cracks me up every time I see it. Yeah, so it was kind of a weird day because I went to the doctor first, and never had it, didn't have a vibration or anything in the transmission or in the truck at all. Never have, and got I don't know, it just transmission blew apart. But I find it important, and it's not just me. I think it's an important thing to be able to stay calm. A lot of people call me to come help them because I work on a lot of stuff for people, and I think one of the biggest things that people do is they get all excited, and a lot of people just can't help it. They're just high strung people, but you can't make good decisions if you're stressed out. Yeah, yeah, that's not the word that I used whenever it happened. Weird, wasn't it? Because a piece of the transmission came up and it right where the gas pedal was, knocked my foot off the gas pedal. It was kind of it was exciting, but you have to be able to stay calm so you can make a good decision. People get too wound up, as how I always called it, but they'll get all stressed out and they can't make a good decision because they're in a completely different mindset than what they need to be in to make a good decision. Luckily the drive shaft didn't fall on the ground and really cause us to wreck. By digging into the asphalt, concrete, whatever it was. But it was definitely exciting. All the kids are over at my niece's for a birthday party. They're having a lot of fun doing that tonight. I'd like to buy a new truck, but they're just too darn expensive, especially for 3/4 ton pickup. I mean, I don't understand how. I make pretty good money at my job, and I don't understand how people are paying $80,000 and $90,000 for a truck. What are you driving now, Blake? I am not. Apparently, I'm going to be walking. Hey, Steve from Kansas. Yeah, so it was kind of, it could have got a lot worse, but it happened, and probably within an hour I was already getting towed back to the house because able to stay calm, make good decisions. Yeah, I mean, that's what most of these trucks are, $900,000 a month for a truck payment, and that's just you could buy a house. I didn't see Wendy come in, but I see that Jan put her up there. Blake, are you at your aunt's? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I probably would have looked that up. I'm kind of curious to see what the average house costs a month for people, and I just don't feel like a truck should be the same if not more than um a house. Yeah, that's what I usually do is I get a used vehicle. That's what that one was. I just got it about this time last year actually. Um yeah, well, that's nice not to have the payment. Then you can afford to go buy a $900 a month truck. Yeah, I so I don't buy new vehicles for me, but I will buy my wife a new vehicle because I'm not opposed of walking, but I don't want my wife and my kids to walk. So my wife, I'll get her a new car. Um, now my boy, uh, yeah, well, I don't even know what my truck payment is. It's not very much. I paid 18,000 for that Dodge. My first house, mine and Nina's first house that we bought together, we paid 48,000, I want to say, for our first house. We paid it off in 6 years. No one gonna come up? Just leave me hanging up here. Um, yeah. Are you talking to me, Steve? And that's the Raquel and Jan. That's the reason why I do buy older vehicles because I am a mechanic. I have been for years. I'm not old as you. Are you crazy? Here's Wendy.
Hey, you.
Hi, Wendy.
I'm really glad you guys are okay. That could have been bad.
Yeah, it was weird. So we were driving, and all of a sudden, I heard a real loud pop. So I started slowing down, and then it went away. Then nothing was there. So was going up a hill, and so I started accelerating. And the next thing you know, my foot it didn't get hit. I mean the 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 metal covering the transmission
Yeah.
it threw something up and hit the metal and it knocked my foot.
Jeff said the bell housing.
No, what year truck was
Oh
it?
nine.
09?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
had a Dodge Ram.
2500?
yeah.
I've never heard of that. I've never heard of it.
So there, I actually looked it up while I was sitting on the side of the road waiting on my buddy to get back. There, what probably happened just by looking at it was the four-wheel drive kicked in, and it at 70 miles an hour.
Ooh. Wow.
So that's what it looks like now. And online, I guess there is uh, a short in the uh, four, fourth and fifth gen Dodges that if it does short out, that's what it does. And it says that there's no pictures or anything, but it says catastrophic failure.
Yeah, yes.
Did you see the short I made, Wendy?
No, but I will here in a little bit.
Yeah. I'm
13.
Jeff says a 2013 3500. Do you think he could possibly have that problem with his?
I mean,
It's got the Eisen. It's a heavy duty with the Eisen transmission and heavy rear end.
his is a Chevy then.
No, it's a Ram.
not Allison. Eisen.
Eisen.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean anything's possible. What's up, Chef? Thanks for tapping in. I wanted to say that for a while. Now anything's possible. I mean, that's the thing about it is it's like think of an engine. Like the fact that an engine actually works is it's an engineering masterpiece.
Yeah.
I mean, just think how fast them pistons are going up and like going completely up, stopping and getting yanked back down. I
Yeah.
mean, it's unreal.
2,500, 3,000 RPM.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you have trucks like mine and anybody that has a turbo on it, it's getting pushed with ungodly amounts of pressure.
Yeah. Wow.
But I mean anything's possible. But I mean I wouldn't worry about it. Be right back. Okay.
Has it been worked on recently, or?
So right before I bought it, the guy put a transmission and a transfer case in the truck, which was about this time when I got in that wreck last year.
Yeah.
That's when I bought this truck. I guess it was December. Wendy Benjamin, hello from Nova Scotia.
You're famous, Mitchell, all over the world.
Yeah, apparently. So, yeah. I would show pictures, but I have them on my phone. And, yeah. I was actually making a video, too. Taking goats to the sale.
Yeah.
Like I had my camera and everything. But after it happened, I wasn't would have been smart not to turn it on too much. I was not a very happy camper. I mean, I wasn't bad because Emma was with me, so I try not to lose my mind whenever the kids are with me.
Yeah.
Just it doesn't do any good. It just makes me feel a little bit better for a second.
Right.
Wow.
I'm just glad you guys are okay.
Yeah, I mean it. Like my wife was asking me, she's like, what's the worst that could have happened? I said, well, it could have caused a really bad wreck when that drive shaft started slapping up in the truck and everything. I mean, it didn't come to the floor, but it could have. I mean, I've heard of it happen before.
Yep. Dang, bud. I'm sorry you're having such a bad day.
It's all right. But the doctor did tell me some good news.
Okay.
So, well, about my gout and my arthritis.
Yeah.
So they don't. I wasn't aware of this until he told me, and I haven't looked it up, so I don't know if it's 100% accurate. But apparently, when you start taking like meloxicam and things like that to help regulate your uric acid,
Yeah.
it hurts your white blood cell count. So if you're if your family is prone to cancer or something, it can actually not fight the cancer where it normally would.
Right.
I didn't know. And I like I said, I don't know if it's 100% accurate. That's just what the doctor told me today, and he said that's one of the reasons why he don't want to put me on it at this young of an age. I was like, okay.
Going in the wintertime?
Yeah. Wow,
So,
bud. So with gout, if I remember right, my biological father, he wasn't supposed to eat pork because of his gout.
No, red meat. They want so and honestly, so I had to talk to the dietitian today, and the dietitian said that red meats are bad, but they say red meats are bad for everybody. So
No.
Yeah.
it's and uh, it'd be awful hard to give up a steak.
I know.
So um, and I think it plays a big part in raising your own pork and everything.
Yeah. And one of the
Red
last
meat.
times I went to the doctor, my cholesterol was high and my triglycerides were high. But he
Yeah,
didn't
all
tell me what to do to bring them down. So I'm continuing doing what I've been doing because he didn't tell me that I shouldn't do this or I shouldn't do that or anything.
well,
So
you know, so they said my one of my cholesterols is like it's higher than what they would like ideally, but it's not high enough to even start worrying about.
you're so young though. I'm like dang near twice your age.
Yeah, but it's a common thing with gout. So
Oh.
another common thing with gout is diabetes. So I don't have diabetes. They tested me for it. So the it's one of the that's one of the reasons why they say if you have gout you need to eat gluten free, because most generally if you have gout you don't have or um, you have diabetes, so you need to eat gluten free.
Huh.
Yeah, you're supposed to stay away from soda and all that stuff, aren't you?
Is that why you drink the zero sugar Coke?
Well, that's not why I do it. I do it because my wife don't let me drink anything other than Diet Coke or Coke Zero.
Oh,
I heard
Hmm.
no seafood too. Yeah, there's there's a bunch of food, but a lot of that, like with gout, that's where there's a huge, and that's what the dietitian and the doctor both told me today, because I'm not diabetic, or I'm not borderline diabetic either. Um, that a lot of that doesn't apply to me because most generally, if you have gout, you have borderline diabetes, or you are full blown diabetic.
well,
Now, that's not to say every time. That
I
is
think he's in his 20s.
generally, and that's why a lot
You're
of
like
people.
28, aren't you?
No, I'm 36.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh,
do you have diabetes in your family? Does it
Mm-mm.
run in your family at all? You
Nope.
probably don't have to worry about it.
The mailman might.
Well, don't go there.
No, but I don't know. the The only thing that really runs in my family that I'm aware of is ovarian cancer, and just because my mom and my aunts had it, and it's only on my mom's side. Everybody on my dad's side of the family, they lived to be 100 years old.
oh wow.
Like my grandma Mary, she is 90 something, 96, and she gets around like a 55-year-old. Like
Wow.
she doesn't look a day over 55.
Um,
Yeah,
Jeff's grandma, one of his grandmas lived to be 102.
yeah. My
And then,
my my grandma Mary's mom, she when she died 3 days before her 109th birthday.
give it.
Wow. Wendy's got a Aunt Lucille, a great Aunt Lucille.
Yeah.
She's what, 98,
You know, Lucille would be like 96 right now.
96. She's still driving, just as spry as a spring buck, I tell you.
Well,
Crazy.
that's how my grandma Mary is. Like because my dad's a whole lot older than my mom, so my grandpa died whenever I was 3 or 4 years old,
Oh wow.
and he was 80. He was a lot older than my grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about that one. Yeah, Steve, alcohol is bad as well, but I don't drink, so I don't have to worry about the alcohol. And it cracks me up every time I go into the doctor for anything. They have that questionnaire you have to fill out, and it's do you do you smoke? How much do you smoke? Do you drink alcohol? How often do you drink alcohol? How much do you consume when you drink alcohol? And it's just like I always put on there that I don't, and then when we get in the back, it's like, or, help me out. Are you sure you don't drink alcohol? It's like, do you need me to get my wife in here to tell you that I don't drink alcohol? It does. I just don't. And it's not that I don't think it's bad, but I just my dad was a really bad alcoholic, so I just choose not to drink. My stepdad, that is.
I don't drink very often either. It's just
I mean,
once in a
I probably
blue
do 2 times a year, like 4th of July and New Year's.
moon. Yep,
But it's
that's
not.
about me.
And usually I'm having to drive my wife home, so I don't. I usually have 1 or 2, and then I'm good.
I had an adult beverage not too long ago, probably a month or two ago, and I haven't had anything since. It's just my real father, sperm donor, I guess I should say. He was an alcoholic, drank a lot, and that probably contributed to his gout. And I just don't want to be like him. And so I think that's just something that was drilled into my head when I was little, not to be like him. And so I just don't drink very much.
Yeah, the whole alcohol thing, it just doesn't appeal to me. And I mean, I have friends that drink every day. I think they got more alcohol they got more blood in their alcohol system than they got anything.
Yeah.
Come on. Leave it there.
Yeah.
Go out.
It's just
I know a few people that would apply to.
you know what's crazy? It's always them that drive, and they never get pulled over. They never get a DUI, nothing. But then you have these people that will go. I mean, I've never had one because I don't do it. But they'll go out to the old Chili's and have 2 or 3 drinks, and then they'll get pulled over and get DUI. It's like, okay.
Yep. There was one time, it was 1 or 2 years ago, Jeff and I were coming back from Columbia, and it's a 4-lane with a division in the middle. And we were heading north, going home, and somebody was heading south on our side. I mean, we actually had to get into the other lane to go around them, and it was just, yeah.
Yeah. And like I say, if that's what people want to do, I'd just rather you not drive,
Right.
That's my only thing, because you're not it's not just generally those people that are highly inebriated, they're not the ones that get hurt in the wreck. It's always the people in the other vehicle or the pedestrians,
Yeah. It's been a long time ago now, but when I was a firefighter for Higbee, we got called to a rollover wreck with 3 teenagers, female driving. All 3 kids had been drinking, and we pulled up, and it was like a Jeep Cherokee up on its top, but luckily all 3 kids were fine. The driver got arrested for DUI, and the other two were taken to the hospital by ambulance just to get checked out. But all three of them were fine. And I don't think they realize how lucky they are to be walking away from a rollover wreck. And so they'll end up drinking and driving again because they lived through it,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, and so I read an article one time, and I think the reason why they most of the time they don't get hurt, and it's because their body's relaxed. Where if you're in a car wreck or something, you tense up really really bad, and that's generally how you get hurt.
Oh,
So
I'd probably get really hurt because I would tense up. Nope. Yeah.
Hello.
hello, Raquel.
Hi, Raquel.
All I heard was something about drinking, and I figured I guess I can't show off my bottle tonight.
Well, but you've had it forever, though, Raquel.
Yeah, it's getting old, but
That
That's
your
nothing to go bad.
fireball or something like that.
yeah.
Now, I was
Seen me
going
the
to.
other night.
What's up, Tony? I was going to look up the glycol deal on the Fireball, and I still haven't done it. Whenever barbecue was on there,
Okay, you know what this drives me? The propylene glycol?
yeah,
This drives me nuts because people don't realize if you look in ice cream, it'll be there. It
Yeah.
might be in your chicken fingers. It's in a lot of processed foods, and people don't know that.
yeah.
But,
Well, it's also in like vaccinations too.
yeah.
There's
Yeah,
there's a conspiracy about it in vaccines, right? Because it goes straight to your brain. It doesn't. So there's a huge conspiracy on it. I have a buddy that's really big in conspiracies.
You're going to get shut down, Mitchell.
So I like to, whenever he tells me these, I like to go look them up so then I can go back and argue with him. Like, no, dude, you're wrong. So,
Mitchell, did you hear about what got passed today by like a 12-1 vote somewheres in the House? Giving kids the COVID vaccination as part of their immunizations.
I have mixed feelings on that. I think if there was more transparency on the vaccination, that maybe I would not be so on the fence. But the fact is that when you go to the USDA, not the USDA website, whatever website it is, there's a lot of stuff that's blacked out. And I really want to know what it says.
Okay, they can see you.
So I'm not opposed of the vaccine.
I'm not opposed for older people that can make their choice for them.
Well,
But for children, they can't make that
CDC, yeah.
choice.
But I mean, then you get into the same thing with what about the smallpox vaccine? You
No.
can't have one and not have the other, right?
Right.
So it's like my kids don't have the MMR shot. They don't have it because they're allergic to it. They had one dose of the MMR, and they had, I can't remember which one had the 105 fever, and they had to put them in like ice water to get their temperature down.
Holy
So
cow.
it's kind of one way, half dozen the other.
Right.
Jonesy's down here.
Hey, Jonesy.
Hi, Jonesy.
Hi, Jonesy.
Hello. Hello. How are you?
Yes, you do know him.
Yeah, g'day, mate. You got to say that now. G'day, mate.
Jonesy is from Australia.
Yeah,
Can you say
Tony,
good day, mate?
You're opening a can of worms for someone that's opening a can of worms and not coming up and talking about it.
Bob.
Because Tony knows how I actually feel about the whole situation, and we're just not going to get into all of it because I don't understand that. I don't know why everybody can't just have a different opinion and still be friends.
Right.
Raquel, you're being awful quiet over there.
Yeah, because I'm not going to get you in trouble. I said something wrong on my live. I lost a subscriber.
Oh, I lose those all the time.
Yeah.
How's it going in
Yeah, but
Australia,
do
Jimsy?
you look back on your live and see how many people left you?
I quit doing it because I lose. Like I lost 37, 38.
During
Maybe
a
up to
live?
40 this month. How's it going down in Tasmania?
We're going from beautiful spring weather to another day of rain. Cold, a little bit cooler today, as you can. Yesterday I had a t-shirt on. Today I've got the thermal jumper on.
Yeah, and they're going to cough in bed.
It was actually
No.
nice here today. It was in the 20s.
Yeah, we had that
Celsius?
yesterday.
Yeah.
Today
Yes.
it's the computer. Sorry, mate. The computer's telling me 15 feels like 10.
It's 70.
Where's
Yeah.
that
We've been
thing
getting
from?
freezing weather, right?
Where's that book
So
from?
20 is a huge
There
improvement.
was a moth, and mommy
See ya,
killed it.
Steve.
It's like a one. It's
How'd you
Steve
go
will-
with your students, Raquel?
What?
How did you end up with your music students?
Are you
Everything-
asking me how my day was?
Yeah.
Oh,
Essentially,
it was good. My computer wasn't working, so I played some games with them, but the computer wasn't working as in we sing to some songs on the computer. We're talking little kids here.
Like
Yeah,
Hunter's
well.
age.
Big kids like to sing
K,
too.
it's K to 8, yeah.
I'm gonna be in second
later,
He's in kindergarten.
Brenda.
grade. I'm gonna be in second
Thanks for stopping in.
No, we're in kindergarten, so you'll be in first grade next year.
And how's things going for
So-
you, Mitchell, today?
Turn this head
Huh?
on your phone.
Jonesy,
How's
you don't
things for
know?
you?
It's
No.
it's no.
I've been out. What's going on?
Right there.
So my transmission blew apart in my truck going down the road.
Oh, bugger.
I was pulling a trailer to the sale barn to take goats to the sale barn, and
Said that.
Mhm.
it fell out from underneath the truck.
Oh, man.
In the country, that's
Sorry to
It's
hear
all
that,
that
mate.
speeding you brag about, Mitchell.
No,
Huh?
of us.
All that speeding, you said you did like what, 120 with a fully loaded trailer?
Not 120. I was going fast, but not that fast.
That I'm speaking kilometers, so you're doing like 100 miles an hour.
120 is only like 80.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to
Yes.
go to that zoo later.
But still, wow. You guys, that's your speed limit. That's way above our
That's
speed
so
limit.
I know it has
Yeah.
another.
Like you get on the
Type of stuff at the zoo.
the interstate,
Yeah, and what's
it's
that
80
zoo
miles an
called?
hour.
What is 90 for you guys?
I'm talking.
90 is like 70.
That's what I did the whole time I hauled my Colts.
Hold on, I need to figure out what time you got home.
Cruising along at 90.
You got home at
Yeah.
1.
I mean, I'd have to look it up, but I'm pretty certain it's like
It's on I got a Jeep, and my Jeep says kilometers at the top and miles at the bottom. I never look at the miles.
And again in about
Yeah.
20 minutes.
That'll
mine
communicate.
is just the opposite. Mine has the miles at the top and kilometers at the bottom.
His allergies kicking his butt. He's sneezing his head off and coughing like crazy. And
I have kilometers, but when you cross the border, it switches to miles.
Digital.
Huh?
That's cool.
it's cool.
Nice.
Mommy.
What?
Or yeah,
Yeah.
dragon wants you to.
I've only got a cheap Jeep.
eat.
I mean, kangaroo country.
No. No.
So,
Did
yeah,
you see that?
mine's analog. It's not digital.
What is that?
Mm,
That's a kangaroo.
It's
Jonesy gets to see that type of stuff every day.
yeah, he has a toy one.
Yeah, that's a toy one.
But he's probably got a real one hanging out outside.
I have actually. No,
Outside.
yeah, not now. It's too daylight here. It's lunchtime.
We found a fox.
Yeah, we found a fox.
Yep.
It was dead. Somebody had
one
hit it
last-
on gravel road and it climbed underneath our baler and died.
Bugger. I had one last night that had the baby sticking out of the pouch. So I'm going to get that video up later.
Let me
Yeah,
see that.
That'd be cool.
Well, He's gonna
It was
upload it later.
interesting.
You can
Yeah.
watch it on Jonesy's channel later.
What you just said.
He said that he has a video of a baby sticking out of a mommy kangaroo's pouch, and that he's going to upload it later.
It'll
Yeah,
probably be tomorrow for you, Wendy.
That's like that.
Pouch.
Mental. Bugger.
Sounds kind of creepy.
Yeah, he's got 20 minutes until he can take some more medicine. So
I may gonna have to go to the doctor.
yeah, you have to go to the doctor. He'll probably give you some
Are-
Benadryl or something.
Raquel, are you like frozen, or are you just
No,
she said
I'm listening. Do
She's
you want
like
me to
the,
talk over all you guys?
no? Well, no, I was just you were just like
reading the chat, I think. Is that what you call it?
the chat's not even moving. There's only
Isn't
7
it?
people in here.
Oh, well, I'm glad I popped in. I was at a training course today.
Oh yeah.
I learnt about the weather. So we learned everything you needed to know about the weather for spraying chemicals. So
Oh yeah.
yesterday I learned about chemicals, what to mix with what and what kills what and what doesn't, and herbicides, pesticides,
Yeah.
all that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. Why
So-
am I doing that training course? Do not know.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hey Rebecca, do you have to have a license to spray your yard in
I
Australia?
know Rebecca's name.
Only if you're going to spray within 20
I know
meters.
anytime we've been a baby, anytime I've been a baby, we went to the hotel, anytime I've been a baby.
So
You know what all your friends
there's
do.
only certain chemicals.
Yeah, that was the Kentucky
For us.
Meetup.
What
It's
do you
not a-
spray your yard, Mitchell?
No, I don't spray my yard.
What?
No, I don't spray my yard.
Well,
When I
there's
lived in
nothing wrong.
town, I did
Got about 18
because I like
minutes.
it to look like a golf course because
It's
that's
like
all we
with
have to
my
do.
time.
Oh, look at that!
Look at that. He's got a card.
What does it say?
It says Stephen Jones Statement of Attainment RTV Training.
And also, it said right there.
It says look out for the kangaroos.
Ooh,
But it's got all these numbers.
there.
Like
Every time you want to write down on
how to
So-
transport and store. And
So like
Clean.
spraying chemicals on yards and stuff, pastures, whatever you want to call them.
Teddy.
There is a lot of negativity about it, but I feel like in some aspects, if you don't have a way to manage it, like an invasive, like we have Cerisa lespedeza, which was brought into the United States during the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl era. But it's a noxious weed, so it'll come in and it will literally choke out everything that you have around. And there's nothing that will get rid of it, because each flower has I looked it up one time, 100,000 seeds. So it's pretty hard to get rid of.
Goats don't like it.
Oh no, goats love it, but if you don't have the goats, but you have the
Then
property,
you buy a goat.
well,
or 10.
what if you have 100 acres?
Yeah, then you buy 10.
10 goats on 100 acres ain't gonna do nothing.
Then you buy 100.
What?
Actually, I have 80 acres, and the goats kept down a lot around here.
I mean, goats do a lot, but I'm just saying there's a lot of there's a lot of times I feel like
How
you
did you
can
scrape your leg?
speed up the whole process with
Is that when you
chemicals.
hit the
Do you
I don't
understand
think
what
you
those
need to spray
chemicals do to
chemicals.
you?
Huh?
Remember that?
Do you understand what those chemicals do to you?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
get off of here, guys.
All right, see you later. I actually have a license to spray too.
Bye, Wendy.
Hey, Wendy.
Bye, Wendy.
My foot.
Okay, little one.
I think there's some give and take on it. I don't think it should be as evil as what people do it. I don't like when you go do like a total kill to plant stuff. I think there's some problems in that area. But if you're doing it as a management deal, you're not getting rid of the native grass. You're just getting rid of a noxious weed like Lespedeza or things that aren't native to your area. I think that it's not necessarily a bad thing. So, just opinion.
Just in my little yard here, I've got onion grass or onion weed. I don't know what you call it over there, but it has each little flower on each little stem has 40 microscopic seeds that fall. Once the flower's up, you've got to get rid of it if you can. Pull it out by hand and put it in plastic or put it in a bundle, cover it up, and try to burn it off, like with just a heat. Even the local council tip here they don't want you to take it there for green waste because you're just spreading the seeds around. So they want you to manage it on your own property if you can. It looks lovely and green, but it's it's slippery if you tread on it. Oh, my yard's like this on a slope. So we ripped out about maybe 500, nearly half a ton sort of the other week. We ripped out. The lovely Mrs. J decided to have a crack and put on the gloves and got up there, and she was ripping it out, and she had a great day at doing it, and she's been recovering ever since. So, aches and pains that she didn't realize she had. But I've ripped out a bit. Now it's raining again. But once we get on top of it and do a bit of spraying, we'll get the grass to grow in, and the lovely paddy melons will keep the grass down, but they don't touch this onion weed.
Yeah. So do you spray, Raquel?
Not at all. I've been thinking about the poison ivy because I pull it up by hand.
Ooh.
Because that stuff is like poplar trees, the way they sucker out. Because when you pull up the root, it might be like 3 feet long going one way to a different plant until it breaks off, because it's all just one big web underneath the soil.
Yeah.
And it's deep. It could be like a foot deep.
Wow. We don't get that over here.
Yeah, we get it here.
I
I'm
could
not
send
allergic
you
to
some,
it.
Jonesy.
Well,
Send me some of that, thanks.
Mitchell, don't say you're not allergic to it, because you can get it later on in life.
You know what? I've had so many people say that. You're talking about poison ivy?
Yes.
And the next thing you know, they're like, man, I got it so bad, I had to go to the doctor.
I've never had it. No one in my family's ever had it except my older sister.
Have you ever been in the thick of it?
Yeah, I pull like people like my sister-in-law, where my wife's at right now. They had it growing like all along their barn and stuff when they bought this house. And my brother-in-law called me because if he just looks at it, he gets it. And I went out there and I just pulled it out, and I didn't think too much about it. And like I had the white milky stuff was running down my arm, and my wife's like, "You're crazy." I was like, "I never have had it. I don't know what. Never worried about it."
Well, what's the white milky stuff?
It's the
oil.
It's the oil from it.
Oh, I've never seen oil on mine.
We'll cut it open.
You could tell that the leaves are shiny, but
If you cut like the stem of it or you break it, there'll be like white milky stuff if you start squeezing it. It'll ooze out of it.
Right.
And
I'm
I've
glad
never
we
had
don't
it.
do it.
But
Hey.
Prepping for Heaven says that goats love poison ivy. I had goats eat my poison ivy, and they would get the rash around their mouth.
Oh, really?
They shouldn't.
Well, mine did.
So if
I also had a horse that went into it. Oh, I felt so bad for her
Yeah.
because she got it too.
So if a goat has a sore in its edge of its mouth, it's called sore mouth. I'm not saying that's what it was. I've never seen a goat get poison ivy. Again, my goats eat poison ivy all the time.
Do you have like one or two plants here and there? Because I
No.
can have like a whole area of it.
I have a spot out in the pasture. I have the blackberries and poison ivy grow right beside each other, and I'll go put a pin around it and let the goats just tackle that area. And once they get it, to a manageable deal, then I'll let them out to go to a different spot.
Hey, Raquel, how did your dogs end up after that porcupine issue you had, or quills, or whatever it was?
Which one? The initial one with the 5?
Yeah. You're worried about your dog, and you're worried about taking to the vet, or
Because I had 2 incidents. There was 5. You know what? I think was that the night that Wendy was on there and I said I didn't know how I was going to pay for it?
yeah, that one.
Yeah, my daughter sent me money and I found a vet that was willing to just, what do you call it? Sedate them, and I pulled the quills. And then because it was so cheap per dog, I was able to get penicillin for them too. But then a week later, another porcupine came, and I listened to the dogs bark all night. I spotted him at about 5 a.m. with a flashlight, and I waited till 7:30, right before I had to get in the truck and leave to go to work. I shot him, and I threw him in a burn barrel, and the dogs were locked up. Nobody got a porcupine quill. And then when I came home, I was cleaning off my garden, and a dog came up to me and he had quills in his mouth. And I'm thinking, how did you do that? So I walked over to the barrel. The dog had climbed in the barrel and had started ripping him apart. So I had to take another dog to the vet.
Wow.
So yeah, I've gotten behind in my finances because of that. But my daughter helped me out. I just have to pay her back now. So
Well, I'm glad your dogs are fine.
But one vet was saying $500 per dog, and that would have been like $2,500. And I'm thinking, for what? I sat there with my tweezers and I pulled out one at a time. It took me 2.5 hours, and the dogs were starting to wake up by the time I was done.
And we have anteaters here, or echidnas. They're just spiky. They don't lose their quills into you. They're like it's like a shield for them. But yeah, I feel your pain there with dogs, when, especially being on acres, who knows? That's just one of your problems, I'm assuming.
And then my dad was telling me they're illegal to shoot.
Yeah.
Because they're there if you get lost in the bush when you're hunting. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Like, I'm not going to let a bunch of porcupines come and inhabit my land while I've got dogs chasing after them.
So porcupines, you can good telltale sign to see where they're at is they eat the tops of the pine trees, like the bark.
The tree.
Huh?
They climb trees.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what they eat, Jonesy.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So you can find where they're pretty close to where they're staying at by, and I don't know why I have this useless. We don't have porcupines here,
but
so
you know
it's useless information for me.
So I get all my knowledge from my dad because he was the hunter and he said, yeah, they're probably eating your pine trees. And I said, well, like where? And I said he was treed up an oak tree, and he said, well, I was probably chewing on that bark. I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh.
And you know what? I've got 80 acres. He doesn't have to come right next to my house.
That's it.
So how are you doing, Rebecca?
I'm doing good. I'm busy making a pot holder.
Mm-hmm.
You said that to me about 10 hours ago, Rebecca.
Well, I'm still,
You're still going.
started on this one today.
Oh, good for
So
you.
a few people came in, Chuck and Belinda, Pathways, Cindy, and
Josh. Who's there?
huh?
Josh, Skinner Farms. I just
Josh came in, and I don't know if anyone else came in. Yeah.
So are you guys gonna put a costume on tomorrow night?
Costume?
Yeah.
For
I'm
what?
Batman.
for Fishing Musicians concert?
No, I haven't been on YouTube much lately, so I haven't heard about it.
No.
This is the first time I've heard about it.
Well,
Yeah, what time? Wonder what time that is for me.
Just
Hey, Josh.
I
What's
don't-
up, Jonesy? Hey, Poopy Head.
what's up, Joshy Poo?
Actually, what
yeah.
am I saying? What am I saying? I should be saying, "Hey, Bubba, how you going?"
Yeah.
My mate Bubba. I've always wanted a friend called Bubba. So you're it, Mitchell.
Yeah. I've been Bubba my whole life.
Well, yeah, keep it going. I've always wanted a mate called Bubba.
You know what's actually kind of ironic is before me and Emma went to go to the sale barn, I went into the town where I live at, and one of the guys that is my age, that's name is Bubba. We ran into him at the gas station, and he's sitting there calling me Bubba, and I'm calling him Bubba. And we get in the truck, and Emma looks at me. She's like,
Hubba
"What
Bubba.
was going on there?"
Did you just have that bubble gum called Hubba Bubba?
Bubba Bubba.
Yeah, you had it. Yeah, that's cool.
So
Well, that's just like me turn up to a family reunion. Everyone says, "Hey, Jonesy, how you going?" "Hey, Jonesy, what are you doing, Jonesy?"
yeah.
There's one of them
Jonesy,
coming
what time is it right now for you?
coming up to midday on Friday.
So midday tomorrow, you're to get dressed up and go to that Monster Mash.
Well, I'll see
Blueberry,
what
Hubba Bubba.
outfit I can find.
Yeah.
What are you going as, Raquel?
You know what? This was my idea, and it's not going to happen because I would need to buy a brunette wig and a mustache. But the Canadian fishing musician would have been the best because I have the aviators that he wears in his little avatar,
Yeah.
and I have a guitar.
Well, you got some permanent ink markers. I'm sure you can draw a nice permanent moustache and beard.
Yeah.
that lovely
How do you
face of
change the
yours.
gray hair, though?
This
Um.
doesn't look great at
I'm
me.
not dyeing it. I will not dye it.
At least you got some.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's a good idea for a fun night. The idea probably don't go up on panel. Just turn up. Say, hey, I'm
Yeah.
here.
Well, no, I will. I'll be in chat.
I'll probably be pulling a transmission out. The bell housing.
Yeah, so what you end up doing? You obviously towed it home and what got
Yeah.
another truck?
So we were taking the goats to the sale, and a friend of mine stopped, or I called him because he just went past me taking goats to the sale, and I told him what happened, and he didn't believe me, and he turned around, come back. We just hopped my goats into his trailer, and then another friend of mine showed up and towed me back to the house, but I had to pull the drive shaft and the transfer case and all the pieces that where it blew up underneath the truck out.
In your Dodge?
Yeah,
Ooh. Not good.
it didn't blow up a little bit, Josh. I mean,
You grenaded it?
grenade. Yeah, going down the highway, it was not cool. I've never seen one do it to that extent.
Really?
Put ash in your hair, Raquel. It will
I
look.
thought your hair was blonde, Raquel.
No, it's gray.
Looks blonde
No,
on camera.
Jan, my hair is gray. What is she saying? Fishing musician Rich is a brunette.
Is he? He uses dye,
Hey, Tom.
surely.
Hey, Tom.
Hi, Tony.
I don't know. Maybe it's that ring light shining
Hey,
too
Tom.
brightly.
Well,
I have
really?
no idea what color my hair.
Baby powder will make it white.
You look
It's
lovely.
not going to Snow White.
Somebody heard that I'm trying to turn my hair gray. I'm saying my hair is gray. I cannot get it brunette.
Who said white? LOL.
I'm gonna do like Bailey Sarian, do you know her?
Yeah.
She's
wife
always
watches
in
her.
wigs.
Yeah, my wife watches her all the time.
If you would see what her real hair looks like there was one time she didn't have her wig on and it was just like a short bop. She's like a Dolly Parton, always in a wig.
My type of girl.
Okay.
Jan, my hair is gray.
Well, it looks
Have-
good, Raquel.
So,
Just
so I know Jan. So we went to that deal in Kansas, and I got to meet Jan and Rebecca, and Jan is a funny lady. I like Jan.
Jen's a nut.
Yeah.
give us a story then. Come on.
I was telling my wife on the way there because of the horrible roads in Kansas. We got detoured, so we had to go an extra hour and a half out of the way. I was telling her, I was like, now, Jan is going to be there, and I don't know which Jan we're going to get. And my wife's like, she's like, what are you talking about? I was like, well, you remember that loose faucet that was hopped up on a live one time? She's like, yeah. I was like, that was Jan.
I in fact asked her to bring the hat and she forgot it.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, okay. She could show up at any time.
Yeah, why don't you just make your own, Raquel? Go buy some black yarn or brown yarn.
Actually, I bought a black wig today. His hair's not
Nice.
black.
Why don't you dye that one?
Close
Because it's
enough to black.
plastic. How do you dye plastic?
I don't know, but put it on and give us a look.
Yeah, put it on. Let's see.
This is a Walmart special.
Who
That's
cares?
what we
Well,
like.
You know what? I could try that, but it will take me a minute. I'll mute my camera and mic and
Yeah,
come
that's
back.
it. That would be awesome.
I'm not going to tie my hair back though. I'll just put it on top.
Yeah.
Okay.
This will be what the color. Well, this is a jet black. Look at Mitchell. Are you laughing at a comment?
I was laughing at both, actually. You said that, and then I looked at the comment at the same time.
This awful brown that I have at the end of my hair used to be a dark brown, almost black, but it's all washed out. And that's why I won't dye my hair again, because I'm not going back to that. It's taken me 2 years to get to this point.
Well, silver's lovely.
Well,
I
it
call it
suits my
silver.
age. Getting older.
We're all going down that slippery slope too quickly.
So,
Hey, Mitchell,
hey, Josh,
have you heard the news?
what news?
My news.
I don't know if I have or not.
I'm going to be a grandpa.
Oh, no, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that
Congratulations, brother.
Yeah. You get to spoil a grandkid.
and then send it home.
I feel sorry for their parents.
Yeah. Good
So
job.
we went to Frontier City, which is like a big amusement park here in Oklahoma. Last Saturday, it was a company. So I had to show up to shake hands with people, you know. But my kids just absolutely loved it. They just kind of run around, did their thing, and my wife. So Landon took his girlfriend with him, right? And my wife was like helicopter momming him like crazy, you know? Like, where's Landon at? Where's Landon at? I'm like, leave the boy alone. He's 15. She's like, exactly. What were you thinking about when you were 15? I was like, that's irrelevant. What's he going to do at an amusement park?
Haha, Nicole. Thanks.
Yep. Have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than a hovering parent.
Thanks,
Yeah,
everybody. Yeah, my mom didn't care. She's like, go.
Yeah.
And she'd ask you later on a question. I don't want to say it right now, but are you?
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
like,
we all know where you're going.
Yeah, I'm like, and your answer's like,
So my sisters had a curfew, but I never had a curfew because I worked. You know, from the time I was about 12 or so, I had a job after school, so you never knew when I was getting home from work. But my sisters, they would get so mad because they'd have to be home at 10 o'clock every night, and I'd show up at like midnight, 1 o'clock, and no one ever said anything to me, and they just got so mad about it. It was hilarious.
my brother and sister used to get so mad at me because I didn't have a curfew. Like, why does he get to stay out all night and he gets to do whatever he wants? And that's why you guys have a curfew, because he done whatever he wanted.
Well, and then then I got kicked out when I was 16, so then I never had a curfew. But I had to work because I had to pay rent at that point. I mean, I did my fair share of partying. I'm not gonna lie, I partied with the best of them.
You didn't party with me, so you didn't party with the best of them, Mitchell.
Around here, I did. So all my friends' parents, it was hilarious. They all thought that I was going to grow up and, be a bum pretty much. And man, how the roles have reversed. It's so funny. I talk to my friends and it's like, oh, I'm back home living with my mom. It's like, what? You are 35 years old.
I guess it was okay once I separated from my ex-husband and then went and take care of my mom. I didn't go home as a
Hey, Earl.
young adult.
Sup, Earl? Hey, so never mind. I don't know where I was going with that.
You're going to say that story that you don't really want to tell.
No. Yeah. I told my kids, I told them, I said, whatever you do, just don't get somebody or get pregnant as a teenager. And you don't want your kids to do any of that. And the reason
Jeez,
why I
Mitchell,
say that to
what
them.
kind of conversation did I come back to?
Well, so I'm talking about my
Let's change the subject here.
I'm talking about my boy mainly because I feel like they need to wait till they're. Look at that.
Have your laugh, because I'm not going to keep it on the whole line.
It's not that bad. Miguel.
Full screen. Hang on, let me have a look.
No, don't you dare!
Yeah.
I'm not going to, Raquel.
That's a nice avatar.
There.
Very cool.
Oh my goodness, Rachel!
You look so different. You look so different.
Okay, you do that again, and I'm just like taking it off.
Don't go down that road.
Me either, Earl.
The one that I took to that meetup, it's a Canon M50 Mark II. Hang on, Jonesy. I was getting a big screen there.
The honey badger.
Oh, just looking at. I was trying to change my picture.
Oh yeah.
There you go. That's me with a full face of hair. Yeah, that's the Unzoo. I got a place that's yeah. You go see the Devils.
Hang on a second. Getting back to it.
Yeah, it's called Wildlife Without Cages. It's called the Unzoo, and you go into this property, and what they do, they have like little underground places that you go, and you pop up in a bubble.
Well, that's pretty neat.
And the animals walk around you and past you.
How often do the animals actually go to the bubble, though?
good point. I haven't been there, so I've just heard good reports about it.
That is
Yeah.
pretty cool. I would go to a zoo like that.
I'd like to do that.
Yeah, they are like they would take a bite out of you. These little things.
Yeah.
So anyway, obviously the ones that are well fed.
M50 Jan, Mark II.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
Canon M50 Mark II. And if you go to Canon's website, you can get refurbished ones for about half price.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
It's
I've had enough of that.
I've been thinking about getting the Canon M50. But man, they're salty.
yeah, so like this one. Here, I'll make it big screen. This one
Nice.
is
Mm.
Jan seen this one whenever we were at the Kansas meetup. But it's the M50 Mark II.
And the windsock looks so professional there, Bubba.
Yeah. Well, you have to have. So here in Oklahoma, we're a windy state, so you have to have it.
Is that the M50, Jonesy?
No, this is a it's called a Power Shot. Hang on, where are we? The Power Shot 540 HS. Hang on, that's there we go that way.
Oh yeah.
But with this one, it's a fixed lens, so you just focus on something. Like I turn it on, it works better, and you can sort of find something you want to zoom in on, and like out pops the lens.
Yeah.
In pops the lens.
So one of the things I like about this one, it has this flip out viewfinder view, so you can actually be watching what you're doing, and it flips all the way around.
Oh,
Nice.
So you can make sure everything's in view of what you're trying to see. But it's you actually have to manually zoom it.
Well, I bought this music camera, which I'll just grab over here, and it's very similar.
Are you gonna be busy Saturday, Mitchell?
No, not unless No, I should be fine, Josh.
sorry to hear about your truck.
Yeah, it happens.
So I bought this camera. This is what I use for the.
Yeah.
It's good for It's good for audio recording. It's got an XY recording that's for audio. So technically, it records in stereo. But and you can adjust the sounds. There's all sorts of little tricks it's got.
Yeah.
In
That one's
here,
pretty
but-
nice, Jonesy.
Yeah, well, it's got the same thing with the viewfinder. You can
My camera's got that, but I don't ever use it.
Hang on.
like, just ticking back that way. But yeah, that's a Zoom Q8. Basically a camera designed for audio.
Yeah.
So you can only, but zooming in, you've only got 4 settings, and it just jumps a little bit and a little bit, and a little bit and a little bit. It doesn't actually. It's got a self-focusing. So the idea of this camera is what I film all the little paddy melons with. I just put it out in the yard and press record and walk away.
So
Do
either of the cameras have a zoom where I can switch the screens while I'm filming? I don't necessarily know what you mean exactly, Jan. You can change the zoom while you're filming, but they call this lens like the blogger lens because it's like a 15 to 45, but most of the time I film in only 15, and it's a really wide angle lens.
Yeah, I just like this one because when I'm at a music room, I put that zoom up where I want the audio, and then I walk down the back of the room with this one, and then I can zoom
Mm-hmm.
zoom into the crowd or zoom into the guitarist or the singer or whoever.
Yeah.
And that's the way I sort of shoot. And I put a couple of cheap other cameras around just to get another bit of vision, from a different angle. But
Yeah. Well,
I was
that's why I have this GoPro.
yeah,
So
man,
I'll put it somewhere and be filming with my camera, and then I'll switch back and forth.
I got me big camera bag, which goes basically have a camera bag will travel, and then you got your little GoPro clip-ons. You can
Yeah. These are amazing. These clips, Jonesy.
oh
Yeah. I mean,
put them anywhere.
yeah, and they will stay. I put one on a baler. The
That's my underwater one.
yeah, where it comes up in the baler, where the in feed is on the baler, and it's sitting there watching it while it's bailing, and it's got a ferocious grip on it.
Oh,
I bailed it up once too.
I put it on a guitar. I got a music video out there for the band Love Child, and I clipped the GoPro to his guitar. When you see the shots where the guitars, you just see like the fingers, or you're looking down the fret.
Mm-hmm.
Like I clipped it up and clipped it down, and I said to the guy, "Look, mate, this has got rubber on them for grips, but I really don't want to damage your, like $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 guitars, putting scratches on them. If you want me to clip it on, I'll clip it on." And they've all gone, "Yeah." And you put it on there, and they do their thing, and then they take it off, and they get out their little polished cloths, and they're there cleaning their guitars, from the little mark you put on there.
Yeah. So neither one of those cameras have an opposing screen. So you have to actually turn the camera around to film the other direction. But that's the nice thing. If you have two cameras, you can have, multiple angle shots.
One of these. This is another little tripod that you can grip onto anything or put anywhere or use it as a tripod. But yeah, that's the way, mate. See, we're brothers from another mother for sure, mate. We got the same ideas, brother.
Professional.
Far from that.
So, it's expensive to buy camera equipment, and you can film a whole lot of stuff on your phone, especially as good as the cameras are. The only thing that really gets you is like when you're in editing, with the wide angle lens, you can actually zoom in a lot more and it be clearer than a camera when you're zooming in your phone camera, because it's already taken as wide of an angle as it can, or as tight of a shot as it can. But there's nothing wrong with people that film with their phones. I mean, film with whatever you got.
I follow somebody. Her name's Ceylon. Ceylon Ferocious is her name, and she's a musician, a vlogger, a courier. She does a day vlogs, and she films everything on a camera, just a normal phone. I mean, on a phone camera, and she says, "Look, it's compact, it's in my pocket, it's chargeable through the car. I've got it with me everywhere I go, and I'm not going to change for anybody." And she does wonderful. She's got a great channel. I've been following her for a long time, and I say, "Oh, look, I've got to use this. I've got to use that. I've got to take this. I've got to take that."
So, I watch. So there's some people that their videos are way better than mine, and I'm not saying mine are great by any stretch of the imagination. But I've seen some videos. You're like, man, did they have a professional do these videos for them? And then they're like, oh no, I shot it on my iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of settings.
It's all about but it is about
iPhone's worth that much.
if you've got an eye for a shot, like you'll see something and you'll go, "Oh, that's going to work," and you just work with what you can use.
Mm-hmm.
Too many people just do a quick shot, a video or something, and there's something in the background that's annoying, or there's always something that you think, "Oh, geez, I wish I." It only takes you, a couple of minutes to work out your location, give it the old director's look, like what's it going to look like, and then anyway, I'm just an old boy.
Jan, I use Filmoria, the Wondershare, and I just do the I do the subscription for it. Hey, Laura.
Hey, Laura.
Hey, Laura.
So with the editing software, though, there's so many of them that are so good. I'm not going to say one's better than the other because I've tinkered with that DaVinci a little bit, but I'm so used to Filmoria. I don't know that I would switch, but I'm not saying that it's not better or doesn't have the same capabilities.
I use Vegas Pro.
Yeah, I've looked at that too.
And I use the free version.
DaVinci.
I don't even pay for the dear version. I use the free version of Vegas Pro, and I've been
Mitchell,
shooting.
And a drop down.
All right. Thanks for coming up, Raquel.
Looking forward to seeing you in the week tomorrow, Raquel. That sounds like a fun night or day. It's going to be lunchtime for me.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get too hung up on what's the best one. I think it's whichever one you get comfortable with using is, I think you got to get comfortable with it because no matter how good it is, if you can't operate it, then it ain't going to do any good.
I hope she's got autocorrect, or is she very clever that I don't realize Hedgehog?
I don't know enough about cameras and stuff like that I do my videoing on an Apple iPad. That's what I use.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
No. I mean, if you go back and you watch my very first video, like I didn't even know you were supposed to hold the phone sideways, right? Like it's the wrong everything about the video is wrong. I would like to say that my videoing has improved, but at least I feel like it has. And it doesn't matter what kind of equipment you have if you're not trying to improve 1% every time. It doesn't matter what kind of equipment you have. I mean, at least that's how my grandpa always told me. It doesn't matter what you do, 1% every time. Try to make yourself better every time you're doing it. It doesn't matter if you're doing it with your phone or you're doing it with a $500 camera. Just do the best you can.
Like my grandfather used to say, talking about cars, which is basically the same thing about cameras. A car is just to get you from point A to point B. You don't need the dearest and most expensive one to do it. Same with a camera. If you're going to picture, well, you're going to take a picture. Here's what you got.
Yeah. So I got a pretty good deal on the Filmoria, the annual subscription for it. And so they have a big sale usually once a year. And it's so this is my second time to pay for it, and it was $49, but it was also a coupon code. So hey, that's enough of that.
Very polite dog.
Yeah. And so it's the two that's in here whining are Australian Shepherds.
Yeah, well, that'd be Australians.
I wasn't going to go there, Jonesy.
Man, we all take the fun out of ourselves.
But do you realize they're not even from Australia?
Yeah, well, man, I could go overseas and breed, and they'll be American, but
yeah,
we'll still say they're Australian. So I got my new pup's a Shih Tzu, but he's a lovely pup. He's not a shit.
So there are a lot of cameras that do have the Jan's comment here. You got a herd of elephants coming in. There are this auto
Talk about Nina like that.
Hey, Bubba, what's going on? Herd of elephants. How rude.
There's a lot of cameras, the newer ones, that have the auto stabilization.
Yeah, stabilization.
Yes, that word, Jonesy. They have it built into them. Like I have a Motorola, and it's built in, so it's pretty steady whenever I record it. Because I still record stuff on my phone too.
Yeah.
I don't just record on the GoPro and the Canon.
I put this
Do
crappy.
mine on my phone.
I put this crappy Samsung in my car holder, and I thought, you know what, this is a lovely drive. I'll get some footage of going around these bends in the ocean, and all you see when you put the footage out is like vibrating up and down, and just a waste of time because it hasn't got stabilization in the camera.
Yeah. I don't remember which one. I don't remember which camera it is that I have on my which Motorola it is, but it does have some stabilization built in.
That's what mine is, Jan. Mine's an iPhone 7, and I use it. Almost all my videos come off that phone.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think I'm going to call it an evening. I appreciate everybody coming in and hopping up here.
No
I got a kid coming beside me here.
Love to support you, Papa.
So, yeah, I've been on here for an hour and 30 minutes, so I wasn't planning on being here too awful long, but I just figured I'd hop on, say hello to everybody. There's only 6 right now. There were more earlier.
Yeah, he's a celebrity. Bubba, we love Bubba.
We love them.
Everyone in Australia loves Bubba.
Yeah, Jonesy's
A comedian.
yeah, comedian.
Your Australian accent.
He did it for Jonesy once.
Oh.
Didn't you, Landon?
He did. We're on the
Yeah.
live. Do it again, Landon. Just for me.
Oh,
Gosh, I don't know if I can do it right now.
Come on,
mate.
Jonesy wants to hear it.
Come on, mate.
Like really do a conversation.
Oh god, I don't know if I haven't done one of those in a while.
Here, I'll move.
Plus I have gum in my mouth. I don't know.
What are
Get
you
up.
doing?
Crap, I should say.
I don't know.
Baby.
Here, I'll move the camera.
Yeah.
Say Mitchell's a poopy head.
We'll get right here in front of everybody for him.
Gosh, I can't do it.
Call your dad a poopy head.
Hang on. Before you start, just give me a sec. Yep, I'm good.
Hey, Lisa.
I'm not gonna do it.
Huh?
I'm not gonna do it.
Come on, mate.
Come on.
Lisa.
G'day, mate. That's not a knife.
Good day, mate.
G'day, mate.
Uh-huh.
How's
You
it
say
hanging?
more?
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Oh,
Kangaroos.
My wife's provoking him over here.
I
Been
used to.
fighting any
Call your dad a
kangaroos
poopy head,
lately?
Landon.
Mhm.
What'd you say, Josh?
I told him to call you a poopy head.
Why do they call me poopy?
No, call me a poopy head.
I'll call you a poopy head. Okay.
No, call Josh. Yeah, see, Skinner Farms is a poopy head.
Skinner Farms is a poopy head.
That wasn't in your accent.
Okay. Or Skinner Farms is a poopy head.
Oh, you got it there, mate. That's the one.
You've
been watching The Simpsons.
How's
You
it
Jonesy?
going, Dale? The Pooh Head twins? That's funny.
Australian accent is where
Yeah.
So, like, I have my phone actually is my webcam because the webcam on my computer is bad. It's real. So if I switch, Farms. I'll show you. I'll just show you real quick.
Skinner Farms is a poopy head.
It wasn't in your accent.
Oh, okay. Or Skinner Farms is a poopy head.
Oh, you got it there, mate. That's the one. There we go. Yeah, Josh is going to make it somewhere.
British too, though. It wasn't in your accent.
Okay. Or Skinner Farms is a poopy head.
I should have had him say the other one.
I thought it's what you whispered to him.
That's gold.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'll save that one, Mitchell, somewhere. I'll whack that in the back of your. This is
I don't
Mitchell.
know. Maybe we probably could go check. Yeah, that's another thing I have to do. I have to go to the sale bar and pick up my check. Otherwise, they mail it. It takes 5 days instead of just 5 miles down the road. As long as I don't blow another transmission up today, I'll be all right.
Yeah, so they're all sold?
Maybe it just depends how many's there. So the goat sale that I take the goats to is the largest one in Oklahoma.
Yep.
So there might be 500, there might be 2,500. You don't ever know.
Are they getting sold for meat or for breeding or for? both?
Well, a lot of the ones I took up there were doe kids. There was only I don't know. There was two males that I took. So who knows?
You kept more goats than you were supposed to. We were only supposed to keep 5. And you kept.
I heard that, Bubba.
Oh,
You're only
well,
supposed to
but
keep
all
quiet.
those 11 are going to have nice babies, and then we can sell
Everybody
them.
around here is a Bubba too. We call everybody Bubba. Holy crap! I gotta go.
Hey, Jan.
Holy crap. Hey,
Hey,
Jonesy.
Jan.
Hey, Rebecca.
Hi.
Hey, Mitchell. Thank you
Hello.
for answering all my questions.
Oh, no
What
problem.
about liver?
No problem. That's you know there's so much information that it's impossible to keep up with it all. But if you do buy a Canon camera, the biggest thing I will say is buy the refurbished one. It's half the price, and you get the same warranty.
Mhm.
I'm gonna look.
Oh,
into
you
this.
do?
Yeah.
Oh, see, we had a camera shop up the road in Springfield when we lived there before we bought the farm. And, like I grilled them. I was like, does it? My phone used to switch the screen to what you call opposite direction or whatever. It used to do that, and I updated it. So I never do updates now. And they can't reverse it unless of course I get an iPhone 3000, and so, and I'm not doing that. I'm I've got my Osmo works great, but I have to stop the video, tell it to switch the screen and blah blah blah. But I do like my Osmo. I got it pretty cheap years ago, and it's got a beautiful picture. It takes a lot of the wind out. And it's, for me, like, I hate when I'm videoing and it's bouncing when you're walking. So the rock steady is really cool. But I don't understand why they don't put a reverse, I call it a reverse screen, I sent my camera back 3 times because I swore when I first got it, I could reverse screen it, but I never could. I was delusional.
I was muted. Sorry. Well, when you're talking about reverse screen, you're talking about be able to record from both sides, right?
Like, I'm looking at you and I'm videoing you. Yeah. And then I want to come back and I want to talk and I want to touch the button on the screen and it'll bring it back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I want to go back to you. I want to be able to hit that button while I'm videoing
Mhm.
and put it back on you. And I used to be able to do that on my phone, but I can't do that on this phone
I done
anymore.
the same thing, Jen. When I updated mine, it done the same thing. I hate it.
Oh no, I don't ever, 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 never, ever, ever do updates. Ever.
Yeah,
Never.
so that what Jonesy's doing there, that's the good thing about it. So
When you film, you're filming like that, you can see yourself,
yeah,
and you know what shot you want. And
Yeah.
then when you're filming, and then I go to you, I can see the lovely Jan right there, and
And it switches it around for you.
yeah, you can just rotate it.
You
Yeah,
rotate the
that's
screen.
awesome. Can you do that with your Canon, Mitchell?
Yeah. So the Canon,
Okay.
you can flip it out. So here I'll turn it on real quick. So if I'm recording back this way, I can see it there. But if I flip it around, I can just then I can see it here.
And then
So
it's flipping it's
and
recording
then I can
the
flip
other way.
then I can flip the deal over this way and see it. So like
That's
if I'm
bad to
sitting
the
there
bone.
with you, I can make sure we're both in the
the
viewfinder.
Mhm.
And then if I want to switch just to you, I can just flip it back this way and watch what I'm recording and then flip it back out. Or I can just spin it.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
But like the M50 Mark II is like a blogging. Hey, would you guys let me have a conversation here? What was I saying now?
I can hear Eddie.
You could flip it.
Yeah.
That's a good thing about the
But I think a better thing if you're worried about stabilization is a GoPro, Jan.
Well, I had the Osmo action camera and it does it.
Well, but there's a ton of stabilization in the GoPro. Like I can walk and bounce the camera around and like it's smooth as can be.
Yeah.
I can run.
Yeah.
I can jump a hill on a bike. I
Can you really?
ride a tractor with that, and it'll never once bounce.
That's
on my GoPro.
the Osmos are nice.
The Osmo is the sister of the GoPro.
Devil Dog has already committed.
Who's playing?
I don't know.
Josh is watching something.
Josh is
Josh, what are you watching?
I want to find a Canadian, but the Canadian who's a vet.
Oh, he's
runs in.
Just there we go.
Josh. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
No, I know. But
He's watching it.
He doesn't even know.
He's watching something exciting.
He doesn't.
Not us.
You know.
But the new GoPro 10s, the 10s, they have a viewfinder on the front and on the back. So that's the nice thing about the 10s.
So you can do the opposite screen.
Yeah.
You need good eyes for the front because it's bit bigger than.
Oh
patient.
yeah, it's
Pretty
so
tiny.
tiny. I don't ever use that.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Well, I said I was getting off like 10 minutes ago. So I
But
guess
you're
I
not.
am going to get off of here so I can run up and try to get the check from the cell barn.
Oh,
you
yeah,
got
you
to for that
money, honey.
tranny.
Yeah. You guys have a good night. I appreciate everybody for coming in, and we'll catch you
All
guys
right.
later.
Good night, everyone.
See you, Jane.
I'll see you, Mitchell.